Do you have a game in your head that you have vague memories about from when you were a kid? You don't really remember if it was good or bad exactly, but it just sticks in your mind for years? I'm sure you probably have quite a few like I do, and one I want to talk about today is Tai Fu, Wrath of the Tiger. Tai Fu was a 3D beat-em-up platforming game. You play as the title character Tai, on a quest to stop the Dragon Master, to avenge his clan, and save China, I guess? If a world filled with anthropomorphic animals who practice martial arts sounds familiar, it's because this game was made by DreamWorks Interactive, aka the guys who made Kung Fu Panda. While the stories are very different from each other, the premise is the same, with Tai, similar to Po, having to master several martial arts in order to stop an evil Kung Fu master. The game is level-based, having you go through about 24 levels in total. The goal of each level is pretty simple: beat up enemies using combos you unlock, platform from place to place, and reach a gold coin at the end. It sounds monotonous, and it is at times, but Tai Fu does a decent job of switching things up from level to level. For example, you can find power-ups that make you invulnerable for a short amount of time, or one that makes you invisible to sneak past or ambush enemies. After you unlock Chi, you'll also find scrolls that change the element of your Chi attacks. The different elements create different effects and buff your damage, but not much else, as you don't need specific elements to take out specific enemies. As you progress through the game, you'll meet other Kung Fu masters that will teach you their animal clan's fighting styles, changing up the combat as you encounter different enemy types or platforming puzzles. Though their fighting styles amount to holding one extra button before using the standard press square 3 times and triangle combo. Not terrible, especially since it helps against certain enemy types, but not exactly creative either. The graphics are passable, the character models looking okay for the time, though the draw distance isn't the best. Part of the level's shrouded in darkness as you walk around. Also, I'm not a fan of its fixed overhead camera, as it can be awkward as you move around trying to platform. If Tai Fu's voice sounds familiar to you, that's because he's played by John DiMaggio, better known as Bender from Futurama. In fact, this game would debut 1 month before Futurama did back in 1999. The game starts with the Panda Temple, the clan that took Tai in as a baby, being attacked by the Dragon Master and his snake minion. Yeah, just one. It's kinda weird. I know the PS1 had its limitations, so it probably couldn't show some epic battle, but maybe a few 1v1 snake versus panda fights to make it look more believable? After the Dragon Master wrecks your shit, you're off on a journey to avenge your clan and save China from this guy. Like I said before, the game's story is a pretty bare-bones hero's journey. There's no real explanation for why the Dragon Master attacked the other clans or what he hopes to gain from it. Hell, he doesn't even have a name. So from now on, I'll be referring to him as Shendu. Tai himself has some character growth, growing from the arrogant, hot-headed Kung Fu guy to a more subdued Kung Fu master as he trains to take down Shendu. After going through the first few levels, you'll end up at the old tiger ruins, and encounter your first boss fight. You'll get a tip about avoiding his stab, but because of the camera and how he swings, it's hard to tell when to dodge or block properly, so I went in spamming the same combo over and over until he finally goes down. During the cutscene, you'll be introduced to Master Mantis, who will explain some history about the ruins and how the White Tiger clan fell, and teach you how to use your Chi attacks. Next, you'll make your way through the jungle, encountering the leopard and plant enemy types, along with these tar pits that you can sink into. Once you've wrecked most of the Leopard Clan and ascend their fortress, you can speak with their master. He's not impressed, and won't take you seriously until you take out their best warrior, the Leopard Princess, and his daughter, Lotus. She's not much tougher than the last boss, the only difference is you fight her Mortal Kombat style on a bridge.
Round 1, fight!
Once you've taken her out, they'll teach you the leopard style, which lets you run on all fours and pounce on enemies. After some platforming, some switch levels, and dealing with some annoying electric eels, you'll meet with Master Mantis again. He'll teach you a new Chi move. Instead of a gigantic blast, a more concentrated energy ball. Hadouken! It doesn't do much during battle, but is useful for hitting switches. Leave the caves and head for the Monkey Clan. I'm not a big fan of these levels as they're much longer than the last ones, have spread out checkpoints, and the monkeys can easily knock you off the side, resulting in cheap deaths. After beating up the drunk they call the Monkey Master, you'll learn their fighting style. Similar to his levels, I'm not a fan of his fighting style either. You'll roll into a ball and can bounce and chop enemies, but it's mainly used to jump off of these lame things. But the controls and awkward camera can make it hard to be precise when you jump off of them. Once you leave the level, you're off to fight the Crane Clan and save their master. Unlike the other clans who are all apparently just assholes, the Cranes actually have a reason to fight you, as Shendu has their master prisoner. Once you get through their levels, you'll fight the Rat Pirate. Don't know what his deal is exactly, but he works for Shendu, I guess. This is probably the first boss fight that requires you to use your brain a bit, as after you combo the shit out of him, he'll turn red and become immune to damage unless you throw an exploding barrel. After the first barrel, you'll have to go from one side of the arena to the other to hit him with another. Once you kill him, you'll free the Crane Master, and she'll teach you her fighting style, which lets you hover in the air. Besides the hovering, her style is obnoxious to use, since you have to hold X while doing it. I can only ever use her combo out of dumb luck. Almost done with mastering all the styles, we head to the Crossroads, ascend a snowy mountain, get stuck figuring out how to jump over a gap, and then fight this boar boss. Once you watch him kill himself, ascend the mountaintop and meet your dad's ghost. He'll explain what happened to your clan, why you ended up with the pandas, and finally how to do a Shoryuken. Shoryuken! Having mastered all the different fighting styles, you're finally ready to fight Shendu. After an obnoxious level through the Shadow Gauntlet, seriously, the platforming and enemies are cheap as fuck here, it's time to avenge your clan and save all of China. Shendu is no joke. Unlike every other boss, he counters most of your attacks, can instantly grab you, and attacks with every element like he's the Avatar. After dying way more times than I'm willing to admit, I finally figured out a way to hit him consistently. Swapping from the monkey roll into the tiger claw, spamming it over and over again until he finally explodes. Send your ghost dad to heaven and talk to Master Mantis, and you beat the game. Taifu was a quick playthrough, coming in at just over 3 hours. It wasn't bad exactly, but I remember it having a little more depth to it. It has the foundations for something better, but maybe from a lack of technology or a rushed development, it feels underwhelming after all these years. The different fighting styles in particular feel lackluster compared to the combo moves you see nowadays, or even games of the PS2 era. So while I wouldn't call it a hidden gem exactly, I think it's worth playing. Though, it definitely needs the remake treatment. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you liked the video, hit that like button and comment below. Did you play Taifu back in the day? Do you like it as much as you thought you did? And if you like my content and want to see more, hit that subscribe button. I'm still deciding on the direction of the channel and will most likely be doing smaller videos for a bit before doing a bigger one like the Legends retrospective. There's a few indie titles I feel like talking about, and some more PS1 games as well. Thanks again for watching. I'm Fuzzy Slippers, and I'll see you later.